Hi all. So today we will see the metabolism of lipids. So in last chapter we have generally seen what you mean by the lipids, the physical and chemical characteristics of lipids and classifications of lipids and all. Today we will see how the metabolism of lipid has been taking place. So under the metabolism of lipids, uh, we learn about oxidation of fatty acid, biosynthesis of fatty acids, and biosynthesis of cholesterol. So first, we will see what do you mean by the oxidation of fatty acids. Fatty acids, in last chapter, we have studied about the fatty acid. Fatty acids are a compound which containing the carboxylic acid with an aliphatic chain carbon atoms. So here we know fat are the main important source of energy. So the mainly the oxidation of fatty acid is taking place is for the liberation of energy. So how the oxidation of fatty acid means it is the degradation of the fatty acid, that is the breaking down of the fatty acid to giving out of the energy. So there are several types of fatty acid oxidations are there, like beta oxidation, alpha oxidation, and omega oxidation. But in you are suppose you need to focus only more into the beta oxidation of the fatty acid. So let's see how the beta oxidation of fatty acid has been taking place. So this beta oxidation, it is a process by which the fatty acid in the form of acyl CoA molecules, they are broken down in the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a cell organelle that is taking place inside the cell and or in peroxisomes to generate the acetyl CoA, and that acetyl CoA will enter into the TCA cycle, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle, which we studied in the module carbohydrate metabolism. So here beta oxidation is a nothing that is a process of the breaking down of a fatty acid molecule in the form of acyl CoA to acetyl CoA inside the mitochondria. So normally this oxidation is taking place in the tissues like organs in liver, kidney, and heart. But in the case of brain, this fatty acid oxidation is not taking place there because of the uh, blood-brain barrier. So that property not allow the brain to take the fatty acid for the oxidation there. Now we will see what are the stages involved in the beta oxidation of fatty acids. Actually, there are three stages. One is activation of fatty acids in the cytosol. Cytosol means inside the cell. Next is transport of activated fatty acid into mitochondria. In other way, we can call it carnitine shuttle, the whole procedure. Now, last one is the beta oxidation proper in the mitochondrial matrix. So, the first step is the activation of fatty acid. So, here the activation of fatty acid is taking place with an enzyme called fatty acid thiokinase or acyl CoA synthetase. That is taking place inside the cytosol. So, for the enzyme, this thiokinase, for activating this fatty acid, it requires ATP, CoASH, manganese ion. That is the energy that require for the activation of the fatty acid. So the activation of the fatty acid give the product like a fatty acid, acyl CoA, and water. So in the box you can see the reaction how the fatty acid, acyl CoA, and water is produced. So the whole procedure has been taking place inside the cytosol or inside the cell. The second step is transport of fatty acyl CoA. Now we have seen the fatty acyl CoA has been produced in the last step. Now that is taking that was taking place inside the cell. Now this fatty acyl CoA will enters into the mitochondria. So that step is what we call is a carnitine shuttle. So here the first splitting of the formation of this fatty acyl CoA was taking place inside the cytosol. Now from the cytosol, it will enters into the mitochondria, so that it require a special transport mechanism. That is what we call the carnitine shuttle. So here, this is the cytosol area. The fatty acid CoA will be coming into attach with the fatty acid carnitine, and it enters. So with the help of this carrier molecule only that can enter into the mitochondrial matrix. Once they enter, it will liberate the fatty acyl CoA, and this carnitine will be going outside. One fatty acyl carnitine complex which carry the acyl CoA enters into the cell. At the same time, one carnitine will be go out. So that is how they maintaining a balance. Okay, so that's all about the carnitine shuttle. So the whole procedure has been shown in another diagrammatic picture here. This is the fatty acid, and this fatty acid is forming a fatty acyl CoA. Now it is in the presence of an enzyme. It is attaching to form acyl carnitine, and this carnitine shuttle is working here. Now it is enter, and this molecule will be releasing the fatty acyl CoA. Once they release, this carnitine will get free, and it will go out of the cell. The same step which I explained in the previous slide is explaining here again. The transport of acyl CoA into the mitochondria. That is what you seen in the last picture. So the acyl groups from the acyl CoA is transferred to carnitine to form acyl carnitine, which is catalyzed by an enzyme called carnitine acyl transferase 1 in the outer mitochondrial membrane. Now this acyl carnitine is then shuttled across the inner mitochondrial membrane by a translocase enzyme. The acyl carnitine, that is that carrier molecule which carrying the acyl CoA that will enter into the mitochondrial membrane with another enzyme called a translocase enzyme. So this acyl CoA is then transferred back to CoA in matrix. Once they enter into the matrix, the acyl CoA will be released from this acyl carnitine, and that is also taking place. Another enzyme is called a carnitine acyl transferase 2. That is the CPT2. So finally, the carnitine is returned to the cytosolic side by translocase in exchange for an incoming acyl carnitine. So one carnitine entered, at the same time the free carnitine will be go out. So that is how they maintaining the balance of in and out of this carnitine molecule complex. Not molecule, it's a complex. Now we are moving to the third step of the beta oxidation, that is the proper of beta oxidation in the mitochondrial matrix. So under this third step, it consists of it was go through 4 another steps for the beta oxidation. So here the first step is the oxidation by an enzyme called FAD linked dehydrogenase. The name of enzyme is called FAD linked dehydrogenase. The second step is hydration by another enzyme called hydratase. Third step is oxidation by NAD linked dehydrogenase. And fourth step is thiolytic cleavage, the enzyme called thiolase. So the first reaction is the oxidation of a acyl CoA by an acyl CoA dehydrogenase to give alpha beta unsaturated acyl CoA or enoyl CoA. So here you can see the acyl CoA the acyl CoA containing compound, that is palmitoyl CoA. So here in the presence of enzyme called acyl CoA dehydrogenase, here one FAD, that is a hydrogen acceptor, accepting one hydrogen molecule and forming FADH2. So that is for the energy taking process for converting one compound to the another. So it forming a new compound is called the enoyl CoA or alpha beta unsaturated acyl CoA. So that is the first reaction. Now the second reaction is the hydration of the double bond beta hydroxy acyl CoA. So the last step we have seen the enoyl CoA compound has been produced. So in the presence of another enzyme called the enoyl CoA hydrase, one hydrogen molecule will also enter into this reaction. So here what happens, the one hydrogen atoms, it will come here by the removal of a double bond here and forming carbon hydrogen, another a new compound called L-beta hydroxy acyl CoA. So that is the hydration step. Now the third reaction is the oxidation of a beta hydroxy acyl CoA to produce the beta keto acyl CoA, NAD dependent reaction. So the in last step you have seen the formation of a L-beta hydroxy acyl CoA. So here in the presence of another enzyme, the NAD is converting into NADH and hydrogen ions and forming a new compound called beta keto acyl CoA. Now the fourth reaction is this beta acyl CoA into a two carbon fragment by splitting the bond between alpha and the beta carbon. So here the enzyme is called thiolase or acyl CoA acetyl transferase. So this is the last compound formed in the last reaction, that is beta keto acyl CoA in the presence of enzyme called thiolase and the entering of CoASH. Here it is splitting into two carbon fragments. One is one acyl CoA, another one is a acetyl CoA. So that is the end of the beta oxidation. So the overall steps is shown here again. Now the total energy formed in the beta oxidation. So here one FADH2 is giving 1.5 ATP here. NADH2 is converting to form 2.5 ATP, and each cycle 4 ATP has produced in palmitic acid. Through the 7 cycles, total 28 ATP has been produced. The acetyl CoA that is 8 into 10 ATP. The total 80 has been produced here. Now the energy loss obtained is only 2 ATP. So from the 108 minus 2, it is 106 ATP. So the net energy utilized for the beta oxidation process is 106 ATP here. Now moving to the biosynthesis of cholesterol. So here the biosynthesis was taking place inside the cell. The raw material for the biosynthesis process is acetyl CoA. Most cells can make cholesterol, but liver is the most active organ for the synthesis of cholesterol. The steps involved in the biosynthesis of cholesterol are synthesis of mevalonate, synthesis of isopentenyl units, synthesis of squalene, synthesis of lanosterol, synthesis of cholesterol. So the biosynthesis of cholesterol is a very important. I don't want to give more details about the each stage here because you are supposed to write the assignment after reading a few books. So in your assignment, you will be writing a detail about the different stages of the cholesterol biosynthesis. So I will show you a summary of the biosynthesis of cholesterol here. So which will helps you to write the assignment also. So here the acetyl CoA and acetyl CoA combine together in the presence of enzyme called HMG CoA, forming another compound HMG CoA. So this will converted to form mevalonic acid in the presence of HMG CoA reductase. And 1 ATP is entering here and forming mevalonate 5-phosphate in the presence of another enzyme called phosphomevalonate kinase. Mevalonate 5-pyrophosphate is forming here. And here one carbon dioxide molecule is liberating one here. Now the mevalonate 5-pyrophosphate decarboxylate is the next enzyme for the formation of the new compound called isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate. So here in the presence of another enzyme called farnesyl pyrophosphate synthetase forming geranyl pyrophosphate, it is converting into the farnesyl pyrophosphate in the enzyme called farnesyl pyrophosphate synthetase. Again it converts to squalene in the presence of enzyme called squalene synthetase, and squalene monooxygenase enzyme help the squalene to 2,3-oxidosqualene, and this will converting to form lanosterol in the presence of enzyme called squalene epoxidase. Again this lanosterol will undergo a series of chemical reactions and finally it forming here the cholesterol. So this is the summary of the biosynthesis of the cholesterol. When you write the assignment, you will be writing more detail about each step, so we will see more clear when you take the assignment. Okay, so I'm just giving a brief idea about the biosynthesis of cholesterol here, so which may help you to write the assignment. Now I'm moving to the next part, that is the biosynthesis of fatty acid. So here is I'm just giving a summary steps of the biosynthesis of fatty acid here. So first here the acetyl CoA will along with ATP, it is forming a compound called malonyl CoA and ADP is formed. So here this malonyl CoA is again combined with ACP and forming malonyl ACP plus CoA. Now this acetyl CoA again with ACP is combined forming acetyl ACP plus CoA. Again, these two compounds combine together to form alanyl ACP and acetyl ACP combine together to form acetoacetyl ACP plus ACP and two carbon dioxide. Sorry, not two carbon, one carbon dioxide molecule. Now, this compound acetoacetyl ACP plus NADPH and H hydrogen ions combine together to form beta hydroxybutyryl and ACP. Now this beta butyryl ACP is converting into the cronotonyl ACP and water molecule, and again this cronotonyl ACP combined with the two NADPH and hydrogen ions forming a butyryl, that is a fatty acid, along with the NADP molecule. So that is the biosynthesis of one kind of fatty acid here. So that is the different steps involved under the biosynthesis of fatty acid. So that's all for about the metabolism of fatty acid here. So please go through the slides, and I have already assigned the topics for writing the assignment also. The person who got this topic should read the books and more details about each reactions involved in the various chemical steps, okay, various chemical reactions involved in the fatty acid metabolism. So we will see more detail while you take the seminar. So that's all. So if you have any doubts or any concern, please don't hesitate to ask me. So that's all for today. Thank you.